Why I go to school. When I was a little child, I often asked my parents, why do I have to go to school? I would look out the window and see the trees, the birds, and the people walking by. I thought to myself, why can't I just stay home and play all day? School seemed like a place that took me away from my fun toys, cartoons, and favorite games. But soon, I started to realize that school was not just a place where I had to sit and listen. It was a place full of new and exciting things. I saw kids laughing and playing, but I didn't know them yet. I wondered if I would make any friends. When we walked into the classroom, my teacher smiled at me. Her name was Mrs. Lewis. She had a kind face and said, "Welcome. I'm so happy to see you." I remember thinking, this is fun. I like stories. After the story, we learned how to count numbers. Mrs. Lewis had a big chart with all the numbers on it. She helped us count from 1 to 10. By the end of the first week, I knew the names of all my classmates, and we had started to become friends. As the weeks went by, I learned that school was more than just numbers and letters. It was a place where I could learn about the world. We had a science class where we learned about animals, the weather, and plants. One day, we went outside to the garden behind the school. Mrs. Lewis showed us how plants grow from tiny seeds. We planted some seeds ourselves, and I was excited to see them grow. I never knew that something so small could turn into a big plant with flowers. One of the best parts of school was the stories. We read stories from different countries about people who lived far away. I remember one story about a boy who lived in the mountains. He had to walk a long way to school, through snow and rain. That story made me think, I'm lucky to have a school so close to my home. It made me realize that school is a special place, no matter where you are. In math class, I learned how to add and subtract. At first, it was hard, and I didn't always get the right answers. But Mrs. Lewis always said, it's okay to make mistakes. That's how we learn. She helped me understand that learning takes time and practice. Soon, I started to enjoy math. It felt like a puzzle that I had to solve. Every time I got the answer right, I felt proud of myself. There was also gym class, where we played games and learned about staying healthy. I wasn't the best runner, but I tried my best. My friends would cheer for me, and I would cheer for them. We learned that working together was important. Even if I didn't win the race, I was happy because we had fun together. As the school year went on, I started to look forward to going to school every day. I wanted to see my friends, listen to the stories, and learn new things. My parents always asked me what I learned that day, and I loved telling them about the exciting lessons. Sometimes, I even taught them something new. Now, when I think about school, I know why I go. It's not just about learning numbers or reading books. It's about discovering the world around me. School helps me grow, not just in knowledge, but as a person. I learn how to work with others, how to be kind, and how to solve problems. As I continued going to school, each year felt more exciting than the last. By now, I was no longer nervous on the first day of school. I looked forward to seeing my old friends and making new ones. The classrooms were bigger, and the lessons were harder, but I was ready to learn more. One of my favorite teachers was Mr. Johnson. He taught history, and he had a special way of making the past come alive. He didn't just tell us facts about kings and queens or important events. He told us stories about how people lived long ago. I remember one lesson when he dressed up as a knight and told us about castles and battles from hundreds of years ago. It was like watching a movie, but even better because we could ask questions and imagine ourselves as part of the story. Mr. Johnson also taught us that history wasn't just about the past. It was about understanding how the world came to be the way it is today. We learned about different countries' cultures and how people have worked together to solve problems. He often said, the more we know about history, the better we can make the future. In school, I didn't only learn from my teachers, my classmates taught me many things too. We all came from different families, and sometimes we had different ideas. But school helped us understand that everyone's opinion matters. We worked on group projects, and even when we didn't agree, we had to listen to each other and find a solution. This taught me that school is not just about studying. It's also about learning how to work with others. One of the best things about school was the friends I made. We spent time together not only in the classroom, but also during lunch and recess. We played soccer, shared stories, and laughed together. Some of my best memories are from those moments when we helped each other, whether it was with homework or just being there when someone felt sad. I learned that school is a community, a place where you can find support and friendship. I also discovered talents I didn't know I had. In art class, we painted and drew pictures. I wasn't the best artist, but I loved expressing myself through colors and shapes. My teacher, Mrs. Patel, encouraged me to keep trying. She told me that art wasn't about being perfect, but about showing how I felt. I realized that school wasn't just about subjects like math or history. It was also about discovering who I am and what I enjoy. One day, our principal announced a special event. The school was holding a science fair. We were asked to create a project that would teach others about something in the world of science. My friends and I decided to study volcanoes. We built a small model volcano and made it erupt using baking soda and vinegar. It was amazing. Not only did we learn about how real volcanoes work, but we also got to share what we learned with the whole school. I felt so proud when our project was displayed for everyone to see. The science fair taught me something important. Learning is not just about sitting in a classroom. It's about being curious, asking questions, and exploring the world. School gives us the tools to do that. It helps us think and find answers. And sometimes, the most fun part of learning is sharing what we've discovered with others. As I grew older, I began to think more about the future. What did I want to be when I grew up? What kind of life did I want to have? School helped me think about those questions. We had career days where people from different jobs came to talk to us. I met doctors, engineers, teachers, and even a musician. I learned that there are so many possibilities, and school is the first step toward achieving my dreams. But school wasn't always easy. There were days when I didn't feel like studying or when I didn't understand a lesson. Sometimes I felt frustrated, but my teachers and friends were always there to help. I learned that it's okay to struggle sometimes. What matters is that you keep trying, keep learning, and never give up. Looking back, I realized that going to school has shaped who I am. It has helped me grow, not only in knowledge, but also in confidence. I know how to read, write, solve problems, and think about the world in new ways. School has opened doors for me, and it will continue to do so as I keep learning. Now, when I think about the question, why do I go to school? The answer is clear. I go to school because it prepares me for life. It gives me the knowledge I need, the friendships I treasure, and the skills that will help me in the future. School is more than just a place to learn facts. It's a place to learn about myself and the world. And that's why I go to school. It's a journey of discovery, and I'm excited to see where it will take me next.